Are you ready to sew? With the Bernette B79 Yaya Han Edition, this machine can sew through almost everything like butter. It's got a lot of great sewing features, and as a edition with a cosplayer that was behind it, it really is a fabulous machine for cosplayers. I myself started with a cosplay background, and I will tell you, if I had this machine when I first started, this guy would have been the limit. It still is, but this was quite an improvement of a machine versus what I started on. So let's talk about some of these fun sewing features that are on this machine. The first one I want to talk about is that it does have a dual feed capability. So there's a little dual feed back here that drops down and clicks into place on the bottom of several of my presser feet. And what it does is it adds feed dugs to the top and the bottom of the fabric to feed everything nice and smooth. Think if you're doing something like a bodysuit or stretchy fabric or fur or things like that, that dual feed really makes a huge impact on how it feeds through the machine, how much stress you're having as you're trying to do all of that. It really makes it sew beautifully. I almost always sew with it down no matter what the type of material is. There are some buttons on the front of this that not every machine has. So for example, there's this presser foot up and down, so I can do that and it lowers my presser foot automatically for me. There is needle up, needle down. Good morning, machine. They tend to burp in the morning. But needle up, needle down, so I can make sure it stops in the down position for me. And I can toggle that feature with this little icon on the screen. So I can stop it, or make it so that every time I stop pressing on the gas, it does needle down for me, which is really nice if you need to pivot around a corner or around a princess seam. It really makes a big difference. There's also a tie-off feature, which is really nice. It kind of helps reinforce the seam without you having to back tack a whole lot. And of course, speed control. Speed control is a vice that I use all the time because I like to feel like I'm driving pedal to the metal when I shouldn't. So this tells the machine how fast is fast, or if you're using this green button, it will tell you how fast the machine will go when that green button is active. So if you go over to a friend's house for a con crunch night, you will be able to use this even if you forgot your foot control, because that's just a tragedy when that happens. Press your foot up and down. The thread cutter button, I can't live without it. It's amazing. It cuts your tails, pulls them to the back side, and makes it beautiful. Plus, you don't have to go hunting for all those tails in your costume as much. It's great. And then the last one, of course, is the back tack, like we're used to. I'm going to toggle that needle up. There is a built-in needle threader on this machine, which is really nice. I can take my thread, put this threader down, and click it into place. On the screen, there's actually a little tutorial to show me what to do. So it shows me go thread it like this for 1, cut the thread up here for 2, and then release the lever for 3, and boom, it's already threaded. I didn't have to worry about it. I didn't have to hold on to this for dear life because it clicks into place for you, and it really just makes your sewing so much faster. If you haven't had a threader before, come into the store and let us show you because it is incredible. Okay, anyways. So for sewing on this machine, you can see there's tons of different stitches available on it. And there's decorative stitches. There's 5 sections of those. So if I pop into here, you can see that there's all sorts of different things, which I often think of different characters I can use them for, especially on Gajinka costumes. Oh, it's great. There's also lettering, so you can do like a little tag so you know where the back is, because I sometimes forget. Some great buttonholes on the machine. And if you so wish, there are also quilting and applique stitches on here, which I always think for a couple of those costumes that characters look like they're quilting or anything like that, it really speeds up the process. There is also this little squiggly line right there where I can create my own stitches. And that is a really cool thing in itself. You can create your own custom stitches for the costume that you're doing or for the person you're doing it for. You can even sign your name into the stitching somewhere, which is kind of neat. Anyways, let's go ahead and sew and see how this guy does. So I don't have the foot control right now, and you'll notice I have the extension table on the machine right now. So the extension table is nice because instead of giving me this much workspace, it gives me that many more inches. So that really helps me out. And on the front, there's actually measurements here that show me seam allowance. So if I'm going 1/4 inch, 5/8 inch, those are the 2 most common. There's also a 3/8 inch, but there's not a mark for that one on here. But that's easy enough for you to mark on there and make it nice and easy. 5/8 is usually what we tend to do. So I'm going to go to that edge. And you notice I don't even have a foot control or anything. Let me lower this. So I'm going to line it up with 5/8, and then I can just press this go button with a long touch. And then she'll start sewing for me. and puppy goes fast. And then I can cut my threads, automatically lifts my presser foot up for me. That spoils me so much, and boom, I've got a beautiful seam. So if you are looking for a fantastic machine that can do everything you want to throw it at, not only for cosplay purposes, but just in general, come check out the Bernette B79. We have it set up in all of our stores, and it is just a really fun test drive. We hope to see you there.